Righty, we are live. Okay, let's get ready to rumble. All right. Well, I'll get myself live out of Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Welcome to the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, hosted by Byron Jones and me, Victor Orocho, brought to you by the Sportscast. Today is June 30th. Man, time is flying. 2022. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the Sportscast and our channels: YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, iTunes. Please don't forget the Jersey Boys Sportscast. We have our own podcast. Go to your Apple phone, hit podcast, look us up. You should be able to see that picture of me and Byron, and you get some Jersey style sports coming back and some debate and good debate and argument and going from there. And leave us a review, please. That'll help us out tremendously. Subscribe to YouTube on Sportscast, hit notifications. You'll also be able to listen to us. You'll hear us, and you get notified anytime we're on. We are streaming live right now on Facebook and YouTube every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So please, you could also listen to us on your smart speaker. So you could go, Alexa, play the Jersey Boys Sports Talk, and it will come on. How do you like that, Byron?
Wow, technology.
Ooh, it came. My Alexa came on. Alexa, pause. That's pretty funny. All righty, so let's get it going. We got some good stuff to talk about. Byron, how's it going over today? And I'm so glad you're out of witness protection.
Yeah, I had to come up out of just in case somebody was looking for me or warrants or whatever. So yeah, I'm back this week.
Thank God, thank God. Good to see, bro. It was so hard. All you saw was the silhouette. You might as well just like
when they when people were telling them snitching and stuff, they got the little silhouette. That was me.
Yeah, but they also changed your voice, so you should have like.
Yeah, I definitely would have somebody looking for me down.
Yeah, you definitely. How's it going? How's the weather out there in Philly?
Hot.
Is it
That's
raining?
all you can say is hot. No, it hasn't rained in about a week or so, but it's been steamy, humid, hot. I've been a lot of stuff outside I had to take care of, so I was sweating. I had to hurry up and get out there 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning to do it before it got too hot.
Yeah, it's great. Well, here it thunderstorms. It rains every day, like between 2 and 4 o'clock. So all of a sudden you're working. That's why I will never fly out in the afternoon again. Very early in the morning.
At least you have it down to a science, that when it's going to rain or whatever around here.
Yes, you got to do whatever you got to do before that. All right, awesome. So a couple of things we want to talk about today, and then I got some pieces we want to go over, and then Byron, see what you have coming up. Some interesting headlines happening, but I got some news on the Giants offense, and the reports are coming on that they are the receivers are liking it because it's good to get a man zone read, said Shepard. So a lot of the guys are getting interested in what's happening there. It seems a lot of buzz between both on defensive side of the ball and the offensive side of the ball. Number one, and the receivers when they're healthy, because he hasn't had to play with healthy receivers yet. But what they're saying is they're playing really fast. So anything you can catch an inch on what the defense is about is good. That's what motions are really for, getting those man zone reads. So there's going to be a lot of motion, a lot of activity happening in the offense is what I'm hearing. And it sounds like all the receivers are excited about it if they stay healthy. Thoughts?
Well, I think it's a mix of Kansas City and Buffalo's offense. A lot of movement, receivers all over the place, RPO, the whole 9 yards. So they're excited, but I got to rain on your parade a little bit. We do have Mr. Fragile, Kadarius Toney, was talking about, as far as, the different reads, it's kind of like they ran down in Florida, some of the stuff.
Yeah, he did say that.
He needs to be on the field, man. He was hurt in minicamp. Well, he had knee surgery in minicamp. So he has to be well first so he can be on the field. Because if he doesn't, that young kid from Kentucky, both of them are young, Robinson is going to take his spot and not give it back. But he has to get on the field.
The whole receiving crew has to be on the field.
They're all broke up. The only one that broke up was the young kid from Kentucky.
No,
That was
remember
it.
when you did the, and I still have it, when we did the offensive line and all that, and then you had all the receivers. I'm
We had a
like,
lot of issues.
without them being injured, they look pretty good. The problem is
Yeah, on paper, like
50% of them were injured.
yeah, like on paint like last year. Oh, look at Galladay, Shepard, uh, Tony. Look at these. They're all on the sidelines. Every
All of
last
them.
one of them. All
Exactly.
of them.
Well, they're excited about the offense, which is pretty interesting. So, and then there was there were, went Tony to the defense side, but as I was reading the article, it was talking about, who has the opportunity to shine. But the headline was, cover three, who's going to stand out? And cover three is mostly designed in the safety area, right? So,
Right.
what they're saying is that it's a good it's good because you get a man zone read. Oh no, that's all right. There's now an opening in the safety 10 alongside Xavier McKinney and rising playmaker Julian in the league, Julian Love. Didn't you like him?
Yes.
Yeah, Julian Love, who earned his impeccable reputation largely on a special team, now has a starting role in the defense within his grasp. So what they're saying is what I was reading on, and actually it was applying it to across the board, but the headline said cover three. So, obviously it's going to catch my attention because it was about the D-backs and it's about the free safeties, right? What they were saying is they feel because now there's many open slots, good, bad, or ugly, right? But from a professional athlete, they're feeling now everyone's competing harder because now they feel they got a shot to get and take that position. So
Right.
it seems like the level of intensity is there to take it as it is, as opposed to, that guy's the starter, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you would know better. So they're saying that across the board with the offense, and with everything. But this was the defense that we're talking about. And Julian Love you like. So that's
Well,
some good
Love, and then,
news.
then the kid from Iowa, Belton. I think it was the third or fourth round pick or fifth or whatever he was. But there, a lot of good things are coming out. With him, that he can be the in the box safety, was Peppers was, and just a jack of all trades. But a lot of things were coming out, with him. And then it's an undrafted rookie. I forgot what his name is that they're real high on too. That might make the team as an undrafted rookie with them. I gotta figure out what his name is still.
Which then leads into what they were saying that the fact that it's open, you got the hunger is in there to take the spot, right? You're getting a chance to start on an NFL team, particularly the Giants, right? You better play your butt off.
Yeah. So
You
you
know,
figure you got since Bradbury got released and he's with the Eagles.
and Jabril.
Eh, now they have all these young guys. Adoree Jackson. He's got to step up and to be the guy. Robinson's got to be the guy. Williams got to be the guy. Rodarius Williams. So all these, and they're all like second and third year guys. All of them except for Adoree Jackson. So they got a chance to shine because with this guy's defense, they're going to be. How do you want to put it? They're going to be on the island a lot
Right.
with all that blitzing. So they're either going to sink or swim, playing DB under the sky.
Well, from if it was me having an opportunity back, in that time, I'd be excited because of the fact of the defensive, we got Thibodeau, our defensive line, that helps defensive backs, right? You're on an island, but it's nice to know that you're going to get a rush, right? And if they're going to be blitzing, you just, they got to, you got to be able to handle it, right? You either play on, you play off, but what's coming. And as long as you're getting pressure on it, you got to be able to make sure if you could hold your guy for, good 5 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds, you're in good shape, right? Anything past that, it's kind of hard against defensive back.
That's a long time, though. 5 seconds is a long time.
Yeah, but you got to expect some.
The turner you run around back there by yourself.
It does, except for with the way these quarterbacks roll out and so forth. You got to prepare yourself for a good 5 seconds, right? And what happens is the less the better because that means your pressure is getting on them, right? So they do have an opportunity to shine, but they got some. At least they have some weapons right? Regardless of the fact that they're going to be on an island, but they got weapons that are going after what's putting them on the island, right? Thibodeau. Who else is their edge rush? We have a defensive.
Thibodeau, Ojulari, he had
Mhm.
8 sacks last year as a rookie. They're expecting big things from Ellerson Smith. He was hurt a lot last year. The other guy like Quincy Roche, the guy from the U. So
Mhm.
they got 4 of them, that they're expecting big, and they're all young. They're all second, third year players. So
Mhm.
it's going to be the chance to shine. Get after the quarterback. We're
Yeah.
in the perfect defense with Wink Martindale to get after people because they're going to be blitzing as soon as they get off the bus. As soon as they
Mhm.
step off the bus, here they come, kitchen sink and everything.
Well, yeah. Well, as long as they can get to the quarterback, like I said, you got X amount of time. That's the bottom line, right? So, like you said, you said 5 seconds is a long time. So that means that they got to get back to them quicker, right? But in 5 seconds, you just got to know you got to be prepared for that. So it's good to step it up and may give him an opportunity. You don't know. Nobody was expecting Diggs to play as well as he did last year.
Yeah,
And
God.
and and you got to give some credit to Micah Parsons.
Yeah, getting after people, but he doesn't have any help this year, though.
Who?
Since the other guy left, Parsons,
Who?
Michael Parsons.
Mark Parsons doesn't have help.
No, Randy Gregory left. He signed with
Mhm.
somebody else. That was the other guy.
Yeah.
So
But we'll see. I think that kid's
we'll
going to be
see.
great. He's going to be great no matter what. And then a lot of they are talking about Daniel Jones. Pressure is going to be on him, but they also, Eli Manning came out, everything's coming out, and the guy's on his like fourth offense. He's got to get used to the new players, and he's got to get used to a new playbook.
Yeah, new term. They were talking about. Who brought him up here? Golden Tate. Golden Tate was in his corner saying basically, that he's been screwed, since he's been there because all the weapons, that he's supposed to have, they've never been on the field at the same time. I think last year, it was 7 plays the whole year that all those guys were there together at the same time, the ones that were supposed to start out the year. And Golden Tate's like, hey, the guys on, he had Pat Shomer, Joe Judge, and now he's on, Dable. That's a lot, for he's a young kid. He's only what, 24, 25 years old. This is his third head coach. They had a whole bunch of 5 different deep offensive coordinators. So pretty much he hasn't been treated fairly.
Well, he's also learning another playbook.
Yes, which I'm sure but he has a Duke education, so I'm sure he's a smart guy. He'll be all right.
Yeah, but he also he's got the Duke education, and he also has who he played against in Duke, right? I mean,
who did Josh Allen play against at Wyoming? That's not a football power.
No.
Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech. That's not a power.
Well, Texas Tech is still Texas. Texas Tech is I would think Texas. If you had to tell me Wyoming, Texas, if you had to put those Wyoming, Duke, and Texas Tech in order, I would think you'd go Texas Tech
first,
and then Wyoming. Over Duke?
No.
Okay, so look, let's talk about so training camp is going to be important for Jones, the entire and the entire offense, especially when you consider how many games the receiving corps were lost due to injury, which we just talked about. The quarterback must become completely comfortable with both the playbook and the new teammates around them. This work started during training camp. The near perfect attendance throughout spring workouts certainly benefited Jones, but training camp is obviously when teams truly start revving up for the season. So you get a chance to see them in this and the offense that has to come, how far the offense has come. So, they're saying that everybody's been showing up to camp and playing pretty well, but, he's had so many different playbooks and different coaches in 4 years. I mean, that's just terrible.
Pretty bad.
That is really bad.
Well,
so
he has a couple. They showed up. He's down. I think it's North Carolina somewhere with a couple of receivers. He's got David Sills is there, Kenny Galladay, Saquon was there, and another guy. It was 4 of them that were working out with him now. down in
Right.
North Carolina. And you figure, okay, Kadarius Toney should be there. Robert, all them guys should be, hey, you got plenty of money. Get on a plane, go up there where he is, and get to know this guy, because I'm sure he knows the playbook.
But Daniel
And,
Jones has got to command that, though. He's got to take that leadership role. I mean, he's got to say, look, I think he's got to take that role too. Justin Riley says, what up, guys? Had Big Darren Payne on our show the other day. He said he's coming for Daniel Jones. Bring it on, brother. Bring it on, Mr. Justin. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think that let's say let's stay healthy, because then it's just the kid's
Stay
never gonna
healthy
have. He's
first.
not gonna have a chance.
No. Oh, did you hear the other thing that was going on?
No.
Tiki Barber had a show, and Michael Strahan, or radio show, and Michael Strahan called in. And he basically said that it's a different vibe that's going around with the Giants now, because when Joe Judge was there and McAdoo and Shermer were all there, they didn't invite the old heads to come around the practice. And basically he's embraced, Dable has embraced these guys, and they they're showing up at training camp, well not that, but the mini camp, and they'll probably be when the regular camp starts, where the old heads are coming back now. And I'm sitting there like, that's kind of weird, where you wouldn't have, like the old, the guys that have won the championships and have done this, where they wouldn't let them come back, or they did not want to come back. It was one of the two. But now, Strahan, he was there, and he's talked to the guys, and that's something great. And then Dable asked for Jimmy Johnson's number to talk to Jimmy Johnson. And Dable called him, and basically, Jimmy Johnson's like, this guy's going to be okay, as far as talking about Brian Dable.
Who called Jimmy Johnson?
Dable, the head coach for the Giant coach.
And then Jimmy Johnson said he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
No, he's picking his brain.
Probably. Go down in there in Florida, hang out with Jimmy on the boat, whatever, go fishing a little bit, and pick his mind.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Why would Judge do that? Like, why would any coach do that? I think Dallas does that. Like Michael Irvin and those guys get pissed when those guys aren't winning, right?
Yeah, but do they show up to training camp? Do they show up at mini camp? You can say whatever you want, on TV, on the radio, or whatever. But do these guys actually physically go to the training camp so the young heads can see these old? So I know Tulsa, school I went to, we had Steve Largent. He came back. Drew Pearson, he came back. We have Ricky Watts played with Chicago Bears. He came back. It was quite a few of them came back. Matter of fact, we even had an alumni game,
Right?
Where old, not that old, but these guys played against us. That was crazy. Sitting there, it was like, this guy played 10, 15 years. They suited up and everything. It was like an alumni game. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think that would be. I think it's key, right? You still got guys that are rather popular, rather successful, right? And they need to come back. Eli Manning, was helping out. I mean, they're all coming. The Giants need that. That's tradition. I think Dallas does that to quite some time. To some extent. I know University of Miami's big. They're always on their guys, but just haven't been good for a long time. But I couldn't imagine why you wouldn't want Strahan and all those the older guys, Taylor, any of them, coming back and talk to them.
I would want to, you can pick these guys' brains, even though a lot of them haven't played in a while, but still, that's Lawrence Taylor. Who knows? What he could do a little.
Or what it means to be a Giant, and what it means to be on a great defense, right? I mean, just in general, right? What does it mean to be on a great defense? Be part of a great. What does it take, right? And it's got to be reckless abandon, right?
Could you figure if you could succeed and win championships in New York, you probably have never paid for another meal hanging out in New York, New Jersey area for the rest of your life if you're a champion. I guarantee a lot of those guys that probably still live up here in the area, when they go out, oh yeah, I'm gonna take I got you. I'm gonna take. Probably haven't paid for a meal in years.
Yep. Oh, but that's what Strahan was saying. One of the key components of coming to New York type teams is that it extends your career after football when you win.
Yep.
Right? He goes, look at the opportunities were given to me because I played for the Giants and we won in New York, which has led to look what everything that Strahan's doing, right? He doesn't feel that every team has that same opportunity in that market. When you win in New York, right, or you win up in, as a Giant, he's in New York, Jersey, New York, in that area, it extends so many more opportunities for you, right? And but also it means what it means to be on a team with good atmosphere, a team that has good. Because think about it, we won as soon as Tiki Barber left.
They did. Yeah, they did.
The year he left, and we won, right?
And then he bashed everybody on the way out the door.
Of course he did. Tiki was something else, but again, it means a lot. I think that if they're part of it. And remember, we've won our Super Bowls. It wasn't like we've had like crazy, awesome records winning.
Yeah, right? 97.
Exactly. So, but that goes for any of the NFC East teams, right? Once division gets good, we're dangerous in the playoffs. Right. Look at Philly. Philly was the latest NFC East team to win, right? Yeah. So they didn't have like the craziest of records. They weren't expected to be in a Super Bowl, much less beat New England. They did it with a backup quarterback. All right.
They did. Oh, and then one more thing. Leonard Marshall is finally being added to the Giants Ring of Honor. Leonard Marshall's finally being added this year.
Oh, really? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. He should have been in years ago.
Yeah, but there's so many good Giants. When the Giants are good, they're good. Like there's a lot of them. I remember Jimmy Johnson, as we were saying, like the opportunity for these guys in the Giants now, because there's so much open opportunity. I remember Jimmy Johnson was saying, when he had when they were winning, that he goes, look, you guys know these guys now, but it's because you win. So you're asking, you're paying these players. Well, we're winning, right? You didn't know some of the linemen before, right? You didn't know some of these other guys before. But when you start winning, you get to know them.
Right? Winning fixes everything.
Winning not only fixes everything, it also, that's how you know these guys. Well, you're stacked. You got all these teams. Well, I wasn't like that before they played. I went 1-15, right? So, you start changing the game around. It's all the players start getting, their opportunity to rise in their own way, right? He goes, and what are you going to do? You're going to have to pay them, right? When you're winning, you got to pay them. So, all right. So I got something here that there was something that came up with Dallas. So they were talking about, there was
our Giant legacy. Arch Manning signed with the University of Texas, right?
Arch Manning.
That's Cooper Manning's son. That's Peyton and Eli's nephew.
So the grandson of Arch Manning.
The number one recruit in the nation.
No way. Where'd he go?
University of Texas, quarterback.
Wonder why he went to University of Texas.
Because you want to know why?
Why?
NIL. He is going to make a fortune down there in Texas.
Okay, help me out when you, because I'm still a little lost on that with the NIL and University of Texas. Why those two make a big difference?
Because
like combined.
University of Texas probably has one of the biggest and the most wealthy alumni probably in the country, besides like USC or like a Harvard or Yale, one of those. But I'm saying as far as like money and just football, it's Texas. So I'm sure he's gonna have a whole lot of interesting things, coming his way.
That's interesting. Justin, hold on. I didn't get it. The kid from Kentucky is going to be a star. Just watch. He had a major Power 5 program, and he would have balled out. The Kentucky. I've been talking from the Giants, I guess. Very good points, guys. The old heads need to be visible and active at camp, practice, etc. It makes a difference in young guys. I thought Justin said, I thought Arch Manning would land at Ole Miss. So did I. Or Texas. Well, he's at University of Texas. That's what you just said, right? That's mainly because of Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's at University of Texas?
No, he's at Mississippi.
That's Mississippi. That's right.
Sarkisian is
the best in terms of QB developed. So Sarkisian is at University of Texas.
Yes.
That he goes, that was a major factor. So you don't think the NIL and Texas money didn't help?
Did it? Man, that kid is gonna be. Because I don't know how true it was. I was looking at one that it was. I think that one of the recruit that's going to University of Texas, a quarterback. They were saying he had $8 million in endorsement, like that. $8 million
going to Texas.
No. University of Texas. So there's some quarterback that's coming in this year, a freshman, and supposedly is with the NIL. I don't know how true it was, but it said $8 million. But then you got Bryce Young.
What school's he going in?
Tennessee.
And Bryce Young at Alabama.
Bryce Young at Alabama, I think, is at $3 or $4 million. And then Will Anderson.
What's Saban complaining about with Texas A&M?
What are they complaining about? And then Will Anderson probably going to be the #1 player pick next year. I think he's at $2 million or whatever. He's the best player in the country. And so these kids, man, you're talking about a legacy guy. Archie Manning's son, Peyton Manning, Eli Manning.
Well, they said that Cooper was the best of the three of them.
He was a receiver,
he got hurt or something, but he got some sickness or injury. Yeah, he got hurt. He was one of the best of the three, right? But he got hurt. And then you had said the other day that Peyton says that Eli was better than Peyton, but he just didn't like studying as much as Peyton did. So if that's true, you got Arch Manning, who's Cooper's son, amongst that whole breeding of studying football and bringing it around it. That's going to be some hell of a quarterback. That's Miami. He's getting $9 million. Who's Miami, Justin? Someone's going to Miami getting $9 million. The guy you talked about.
I know it was either Tennessee or one of the two. I wasn't sure which one. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money for what he ain't played a snap.
Yeah.
A snap.
But that's scary. What's that going to do to a kid? Like, what do you do? If you're getting that kind of money, that could be. I mean, you agree that even in the pros, when these guys get that kind of money, it's a problem. And you're 18 years old, you're getting that money.
It's a problem. It's going to be a problem.
Right. It's going to be a problem. Well, your problem was the inside the locker room. My problem is just the kids themselves, or make it. Because you got adults in the NFL that get taken advantage of. Right. What's going to happen to these young kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but my problem is, like I said before, like in the locker. Okay, I played defensive end. So I'm for example, I'm getting $8 million. You're playing defensive back. You're getting 2. Wouldn't that bother you? That I'm getting 8 and you're getting 2?
Yeah, I would think
a 17, 18-year-old, or even worse, your quarterback. The quarterback is getting $5 million. And I'm blocking for this guy, and I'm not getting anything. But I'm out. I'm a starter just like he is, but I'm not getting. You got 17, 18 years. They're going to be jealous of each other. It's going to come to that point where it's going to be a problem.
Well, Justin's talking about the quarterback, Jaden Rashada, who we were talking about with the $9 million at Miami. But that's one point. What I'm talking about is the fact that, at 18 years old. Some of these kids don't come from money, much less know how to handle money.
Right. Yep.
Right. Okay. That's number one. Number two, the pros, who make a lot of money have lost money with people who've duped them. Yeah. Right. And these are men now, right? Regardless of whatever it is. Okay. But still men. Right. I'm concerned about that piece. Right. Watching out, like, them getting duped, or number one. The other thing is, does it make them, is it going to take any of their hunger away from them? You know what I mean? Because the whole objective is make it to the big time, right? To get your bag, right? If you're already making that money, you're not going to continue making it, and you don't know how long it lasts. I mean, there's many things. You've always mentioned the locker room piece, and I got that. I'm looking at it as, and I agree. I didn't, because now I'm understanding a lot better. For me, I thought it was all about, a guy doing well and he's selling his name and likeness, or I thought it was, the social media people that were out in social media and getting tons of followers, and they weren't allowed to make any money. and they were just doing like social media, doing,
Right.
pretty much, Kim Kardashian doing nothing and making money, right? That's what I really thought it was all about. Now, getting a little better understanding of every time we talk about it, kids and their families, by extension, can't handle money. That's why Coach Saban has his players who will receive NIL hire agents, right?
There you go.
Okay, but I thought if you hire an agent, are you allowed to hire an agent while you're in college? I thought
No,
you can't hire an agent in
no,
college.
no.
Mm.
Well, you can hire, your senior year. This is what back then.
You could hire an advisor, right? It doesn't have to be a so-called agent.
No, you can't. You're not going to hire an advisor. You're going to have an advisor. You're not going to sit there and say that you hire somebody, because then that skirts the rules too. I didn't get an agent until after, my senior year, after I finished, I was done at Tulsa. Then I got an agent. But I didn't have one, while I was playing, because no, that's not a good idea.
Oh, they can hire agents when it comes to NIL. So I guess So the question is it an NIL agent, or is it could it be a Drew Rosenhaus, right? Or could it be, is it like an NIL agent that's handling how to make the, social media people or people that help you as a manager to get more stardom is not the same as the sports agent that's negotiating with the NFL team.
Well, and how much of a percentage do these guys get? These agents, 3%, 4%. I'm sure they ain't doing it for free.
Well, I'm Victor Rocho. I am a privatized banking specialist. I have a place where you can put that money. It's secure, it's safe, it's tax-free. So for anybody look it up, go to victorrocho.com. I can show you how to create a privatized banking policy, and you are guaranteed to be able to get your return on your investment, and you use that money for your other investments. So at least you're protected somehow. So, and if y'all kids want to have a strategic session, go to victorrocho.com, look me up. I've been doing insurance for over 30 years. So y'all, Justin, somebody out there, just go look at some of my YouTube channels. I will put you in a privatized banking policy, of which I wish I would have learned 30 years ago. So I would love to help these kids out. And I give up 50-60% of my commission, Byron, just so you know. And the commission is paid by the insurance company, so the person doesn't pay me. Just so we're clear. Anyways, little promo on my own.
That was like 40 seconds.
It's an NIL specific agent. Man, I wish I could come on and talk about this. Well, then come on. The number's on the thing, dude. Do you need the number? I'll text you the number. Hey, I sent you my video, my YouTube video, bro. Post it. Man, he's got like 100,000 followers on his YouTube channel.
I know.
Justin, post my video, bro. Let me help these guys out. I'll work with you. Yeah, I'm just concerned about people taking advantage of them. And then what happens is they're 18. Right? It's bad enough when you make money. What do you think all their friends are going to be coming for them for? All the people that they got to go back. They're only 18. They're going back home. Right? I'm just scared of that. Someone trying to do something to them. Now they got money. Right?
Well, as long as as long as the coach, the coach is going to be aware of what's going on. The agents, so they'll be all right. The ones that got their head screwed on straight will be fine. It's the other ones that that probably have little issues.
Well, Byron, how many have their heads screwed on straight? Number one. And all I'm saying to you is that it happens to the guys in the pros, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, it happens to 23, 24. It happens, how many basketball players, Kareem, a lot of them a lot of them have lost money due to shysters. You understand?
Yeah, they're going to sit there. All right, well, you give me 10 million, I can make you 30 million.
Yeah,
there's something wrong with that.
Just so you know, my privatized banking is not about a get rich or anything. It's just a place to store your money where you're guaranteed to get uninterrupted compounded interest, and it's protected by 100-year-old backed companies with money. It's that money, and you invest there. That's what you do. Be your own bank. Lend people. People want money from you. You can lend it to them.
All right, moving along.
Yeah, let's move along.
You see USC and UCLA are
well, I want to bring this up for you because I think this was good, right? So we going through the NFL. So I want to shoot. Oh, I'm gonna show it. So it was the ranking of quarterbacks. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
No, I'm only showing it to you because we talked about it, and I have both of them to try to see if where we were at.
Well, I know we're number 14 as far
as when we were at, meaning like when we did it.
I'm just saying as far as where with the Giants with Dable and Daniel Jones as far as head coach, quarterback kind of thing, they're ranked number 14.
Okay, and then I got this. I think Jason's trying to come on. Justin's trying to come on. Let me go back here. Justin, you get the link? All right. I just sent you the link, Justin. So you got to decide you're gonna come on now. Here, somebody's in here. All right, here he is. Hold on. All right, we got our NIL expert. All right, gee, seen Justin in a long time. Good. We can talk a little bit about Baltimore. Baltimore's up there.
There you go.
My man Justin, let's see. What's going on?
What is up, man? It's been a long time since I've been in the Sportscast studio.
Jersey Boy Sports Talk would like to welcome Justin Riley. Justin, why don't you tell a little bit about your show and when it is and how they can see it?
Yeah, absolutely. For those who aren't familiar, I am the host of the Bama Standard podcast. We are on every Tuesday night on Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. We're at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Alongside me, we have quite a colorful crew, as you guys are familiar, and that is Alabama linebacker or former Alabama linebacker Marvin Constant, all SEC player, former Alabama running back Bo Scarborough, senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, Stephen M. Smith, and comedy legend Steve Brown. We're quite a colorful cast of people who do not believe in being politically correct. We have, we do not. If you're looking for the typical sports talk show where we sugarcoat everything and just follow line with everybody else, you're in the wrong place. We're going to speak our mind. And if you attack us, we'll attack back. It's a lot of fun.
It's not attacking you. It's attacking Alabama.
I guess.
So we're clear. You know what he's attacking. The only one who attacks on your show is your comedian. Oh, by the way, bringing up your boy, the comedian, right? Do you know that, when the Chris Rock, Will Smith situation came about?
Yeah.
Okay, and the comedians were like coming out against it, like, now comedians got to be careful.
Yeah.
The YouTube show they showed on TV
with Steve Brown getting attacked by the audience.
Get butt whooped, Brian. I was like, oh my God, I saw that one. So it was just weird how the connection came all about. But anyhow, I don't want to talk about
I can't tell you how many times he's been talked about that since. But yeah, it's a great show. It's a lot of fun. The biggest part is we have Alabama legends come on every week. We're talking about the career. We're talking about the current team. And we're just having a lot of fun.
So real quick, because I want to get to the NIL real quick. But
yeah, let's do that.
What did you think about since I got you on, two things real quick? What did you think about Saban making the comments he made? Because I hate Jimbo Fisher, right? And you guys lost to them last year. I was so pissed off. What did you think about him making any comment at all? Just Saban.
Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and say this. The entire interview, first of all, the interview was not supposed to be shown to the masses. It was leaked. They had somebody in the audience with their cell phone who decided to record the whole thing.
Well, what was it then? A private what?
It was a private meeting for Coach Saban and our basketball coach Nate Oates with boosters. And essentially, the meeting was there. They were there to discuss NIL and saying, this is what the culture is becoming now. You want us to stay on top? Well, what's going to happen is y'all going to have to pony up. And a lot of what Coach Saban was talking about was taken out of context. At no point did Coach Saban attack Jimbo Fisher or Deion Sanders at Jackson State. He didn't accuse anyone of cheating. Basically, what he says is the culture now is NIL. It's a money-driven culture in college football.
I thought he did mention cheating though, Byron. Didn't he say something about cheating?
He never
About
went.
Jimbo Fisher?
If you go back and watch the whole video, at no point.
I don't care what he says about Jimbo Fisher. So
well,
clear.
No one likes Jimbo Fisher, but at no point did he attack him, or as Jimbo said, attack 17-year-old kids.
Right.
He just said, "Look, in order for the boosters to kind of believe what he's saying, he had to use someone as an example. He said, look, guys, if we're going to stay on top, we got to pony up because look at Texas A&M. The past 5 years combined, they've had 5 5-stars. This past recruiting class, they had 7 5-stars and ascended to the #1 spot in terms of recruiting. This is a team that averages
and I remember that.
The average is 8 to 9 wins every year, and is usually the Gator Bowl representative. So you can't tell me.
I knew it was about raising money. I just didn't know about it. So I will move on real quick. But my feeling is, if now that I know it's a private meeting, I've changed. But let's say it wasn't a private meeting, I just felt that like Alabama's still gonna be good. Saban's been the best. Like I just felt like, he ended up having to apologize, right? Whatever the deal is. But I just felt there was no reason even for him to bother him. Now I know that he was raising money, different story. But let's just say it wasn't. I just felt, look, man, you're on the top of the game. You didn't need to deal with any of that, right? But Deion did mention the only Deion's comment was he blew it off. He goes, he's trying to raise money. And Deion said it. He's going after more money. He's going after the boosters.
Deion said is, hey, if you want to talk about this, let's talk about it in a public forum. That's the only thing he said. He left it at that. He was talking about Jackson State in a positive way, because now with NIL, it levels the playing field across the board. And Saban was saying, look what it's doing for the smaller schools like a Jackson State, like an HBCU. It's allowing them to get 3-star, 4-star players they normally wouldn't get. And he used the example of that #1 recruit coming in and being given this large amount of money, and allowed them to do something they've never done before. He's just saying, look at these guys. Look how they're benefiting. Yeah. He didn't say anybody cheated, but a lot of people hadn't watched the video, so they're jumping to conclusions, and they're basing everything they're saying off of hot takes.
Yeah. Byron, you got any comments?
No,
yeah, I didn't have anything from my side, other than I just felt like Saban didn't even need to mention any of that because he's still going to beat the crap out of them. I mean, they're still coming loaded. I mean, I don't think look, somebody could come like Clemson did and Georgia, but those teams are still going to be good, man. I don't imagine that. Look what they did. They got the 8 teams that played. It showed that the bottom 4 shouldn't have been in it.
Oh yeah, there's a great disparity. Absolutely.
I mean, they got blown out. It was disgusting, right? Those teams shouldn't have been in it, right? Cincinnati complained about getting to in it, and they got in it, and they got blown out. Notre Dame shouldn't have been in it. So, at the end of the day, I don't know what the best solution is, but that's the deal. So you were saying that these NIL are specific agents, right? They're not sports agents.
Yeah, let's dig deep into that.
Well, it's more so like a financial advisor, people who are going to advise them on making, like you, like Victor, who could offer his services to these players. Nick Saban is saying, look, like you all mentioned earlier, these kids don't know how to handle large amounts of money, because there are a lot of them that are coming from poor situations, bad situations. They've never had any money before. Being at a major Division I school is allowing them resources they've never experienced before. Now money comes into the equation. They don't know what to do. And then you got family members and people from back home coming out of the woodwork, their hands extended out. And these kids have this sense of loyalty to these people, and they're going to start handing out what they're getting. So Coach Saban is saying, look, protect yourselves. Hire somebody who understands the whole game and has your best interest at heart. So he's just telling these guys, prepare yourself. This is the way of the future. And if you want to have this money, at least make sure you have somebody there who's going to help you handle it.
Yeah. That's what I'm concerned of, because it's happening to guys in the pros that are 23, 24, 27, right? Imagine an 18-year-old kid, right? And then
Man,
everybody, and then there's pros that were saying, man, I was taking care of my family, my family's family, and there's a point where you can't, right?
you
Even
can.
raps, even rap stars and superstars, they have all this entourage. Byron was saying Byron's so that's one aspect we're on the same page of, and Byron's feeling has been strong. Byron, how do you feel? Explain to Justin what you were saying to me, how you think it's going to affect the locker room.
You're going to have the have and the have not.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
going to have, the quarterback, for example, he's getting $5 million. The guy that's blocking for him is getting $2 or whatever he's getting. Or, same thing on the defensive side. The edge rusher is doing his thing. He's getting a boatload of money, and the guys that are, on the back end, they're not getting anything. My thinking is that you're going to have these 17, 18, 19-year-old kids. They're jealous of each other. That's the natural thing that somebody's going to be jealous because, well, he's getting, I'm not. I'm doing the same thing. I'm putting in the work, like he is, but because of whatever position he's playing or whatever he's doing, he's getting and I'm not getting anything. And you're just going to have the natural jealousy of 17, 18-year-old boys and girls.
Without question. And for anybody to deny that, they're fooling themselves, and they don't understand what that culture is like. And guys, it's also going to get to the point to where coaches are going to have to start recruiting their own players in season to try to keep them from leaving, because these guys aren't
transfer
waiting
portal,
anymore.
right?
They're not wanting to wait anymore. In their mind, they're saying, if I'm in this bench, it's not about earning your stripes. It's not about doing the right things to get on the field. It's to them, it's if I'm on the bench, I'm not getting paid. So why am I here? And it's off the transfer portal they go. And especially like you're saying, Byron, I am full support of what you just said. Absolutely. I felt that way the entire time. They see that, they're out.
So
That's plain and simple. And one thing I want to bring up, guys, that no one's is talking about in terms of NIL. What about these guys getting all this NIL money? Anybody talk to them about paying taxes on it?
Right. That's why I need an advisor.
Wow.
Here's the other aspect. University of Texas running back, his name just escaped me.
Robinson?
Bijan Robinson. He wasn't giving NIL money. He was giving a Benz. And he doesn't realize that's not free to the IRS. That's considered a gift. And you got to pay taxes on a gift.
Added value.
So if he does not have money, how's this kid going to pay that back?
Privatized bacon.
Nobody's talking about that aspect of it, man. And they should be talking about it. And that's why it goes back to my point about Coach Saban said, hire advisors, hire agents who can handle this properly for you. So when football is over here, you don't go to the NFL, or if you're not broke going to the NFL having to pay back this debt, you're okay.
Mm-hmm. But I wonder, that's interesting. Is it going to kill the hunger of a kid, right, to make it to the NFL? Like at what level does it?
I think it does to some degree. I think they're going to be. I'm going to say it. A lot of them. There'll be a few select people like a Will Anderson who have the right mentality. A lot of those players are going to be playing like players who are trying to get to their contract year. They're just going to do just enough, like a Jadeveon Clowney in college, just enough just to skate by. And then when it's time to go to the NFL, that they perform and they hit that combine, they're gone.
So Byron, how do you think we're going to recognize that it's affecting a team in the locker room the way you're saying? What do you think if that's happening, what's going to happen? What's going to be the end result?
Like when, what Justin, just said, you're going to have people bending shit. I'm not getting mine. I'm not playing. I'm not doing this. Well, let me go to this school over here. I know some people personally that have been already to 3 different schools. Their kid has been to 3 different ones that fast. And I'm sitting there like, well, I played up here, and the next, he's on his 13 already and been there, 3 years, I think. It's crazy that these kids are jumping to the school, chasing, might as well say chasing a dollar or whatever they're doing, but it's crazy.
By the way, I spoke with Andre Gisbert today. He told me a new rule came out. They're now allowing unlimited coaches.
Hmm.
And he said they're trying to keep it like as if it's a nonprofit to have as many and spread it out. So I wanted him to come on the show to explain it. He was like, because you got some of these guys that are like media coordinators, they aren't really doing anything, getting paid big time dollars. And they're like, what's going on? Like, where's the money? So we go from trying to pay the athlete to now pretty much having the haves and the have-nots, like you said. And then we have the potential of messing up these kids. I mean, because if they're 18 walking in with 18 million and they don't have the college education, right? At least some background. I'm not saying, you have to. I mean, I know people that don't have a college education and they're millionaires, right? But they were groomed by somebody. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they just happened to be, dumb and lucky. They were working for and grooming someone and made a success and worked really hard, right? But at least you get some foundation in college, right? To be able to do some things. And even the guys who do get an education sometimes mess up when you have money. Not everybody's, it's not a society. It's not like they give good courses or good curriculum on money management, right? I don't think even nothing. I mean, I've had financial statistics, financial analysis, how to look at P&Ls and so forth, but this doesn't really tell you when to manage your money. Does that make, what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not built in that manner. So what I'm saying, Byron, with the locker room and Justin is it will it affect the Alabamas of the world in their ability to perform? Right.
Absolutely.
I don't think it's like Alabama. I don't think it's going to affect.
I think it'll affect everybody. You mean, I think that you'll see it on the field. You'll see the chemistry. You'll see frustration. You'll see play that is uncharacteristic of teams. I think that it's going to be an ultimate problem.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna if there's going to be a list of teams that have like the most NIL players, right?
Well, I'm sure it's coming out.
It's coming.
You know what I mean? Because if you're then that's going to be a true indicator to performance on the field, right? Because if Texas A&M does really well with the recruiting that they have, we're going to see how that affects them. And if they stay as Texas A&M, it's just going to show that the kids got their money, right? Are they going to now want that same desire to play? Right, because now partying comes. I mean, look at the God rest his soul, but the Len Biases of the world, right? There's different things that take place, right? You got money, you can party. You got money, you can go anywhere you want, right? You got money, other people want to be around you, and they're just hunting you.
Yeah, but when you have the kids, as far as examples, okay, you have USC and UCLA. What are they getting ready to do? They're getting ready to pack up the Pac-10 and move where to the Big Ten.
Big Ten.
What is that about? That's all about money. So when you have grown-ups doing basically the same thing, as far as you got two California schools, the two biggest ones in the Pac-10 are getting ready to go to the Big Ten. All about money.
Why? How does it help them with money? Why?
What's a better conference, the Pac or the Big Ten?
Big Ten.
There you go. Plain and simple.
But it hasn't worked out for the teams that went to the SEC. Like Missouri it hasn't helped Missouri. Missouri was good before and then they're terrible in the SEC.
That is still a move that to this day have never supported. It added no value to the conference whatsoever. And they're not a Southern team.
They're not even that. They're not. They were decent before.
They're mediocre at best.
They're relevant. They're irrelevant now.
They had a few good years kind of towards the beginning of their tenure there, but other than that, overall, they're not a major factor.
Texas A&M hasn't been a major factor either in the SEC.
They've been middle of the road at best.
Right. I mean, they were good before that, though.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, they have no rival. There's no reason for you to say, you know what, I'm going to go flip it over here to the SEC network and catch their game. and they're not the same Missouri in basketball that they were known for when they're in the Big 12. And yeah, so what value do they bring?
And let me ask you a question: with those California teams, isn't it going to add more travel to them?
Yep.
Right? Doesn't that affect the player?
Oh yeah.
That's how long, because that commute from California to the East Coast is not easy.
It's a ride.
It's a lag time too. That you got to get your, you know what I mean?
Oh, I know. They don't. They're not used to this.
I mean, it's even basketball players complain about going East Coast to West Coast in super nice jets. I'm sure the school's got super nice jets as well, but that's a long time, man. It's tiring. You're a kid. That clock is terrible.
Yeah, but when you get the teams from the West Coast coming, say for example, playing Texas or Alabama, man, it's hot. It's a big difference coming from California.
And they don't know about the humidity.
Oklahoma, Texas, ain't nothing like it. There's nothing like the heat down south. There's a big difference. And most of those teams, when we played them, we played them at 1 o'clock at Tulsa. We played them at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, right in the middle of the heat, and most of them melted. So it's a big difference coming from California playing in the Midwest.
Yeah, I think the conference is going to start shortening it up too.
Most are going to fade away and go away.
So let me ask you a question then.
The dawn of the super
a kid getting $9 million as a freshman. That right? I would assume that the potential for him to earn more if he does well is going to keep going up.
Yeah, you wonder what does that mean? If they continue to add value to themselves by ascending to superstar status, do they restructure their deal? They get a new contract.
They get more.
Yeah, I mean, what's that look like?
But okay. What I was leading to my point is that kid here in Miami's getting $9 million. He starts performing, and now it's going into maybe his junior year, and he's not going to NFL yet, right? Maybe he's going to his third year. Now he's getting more money. How's that going to affect him signing a rookie contract in the NFL? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the rookie contract in the NFL, some of these kids be making more money before more than they can make when they become a rookie in the NFL.
Well, I think it affects their decision making if they're one of those guys who isn't projected first round. They might be projected second at best, or maybe they're borderline. They could go between the second and fourth round. It gives them the option of coming back, still making that money, and they're able to fine tune their craft and increase their draft status. It makes them feel better about doing that. Now, if they're projected first round, I think they're still looking at, even though their current deal is not going to be is going to be more than their rookie deal, they're looking at, from a health standpoint. Anything can happen anytime, and all it takes is one play, and my career is over.
Right.
So they're going to jump and head to the NFL.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this one at you, Justin. How much do you think Arch Manning's going to get down there in Texas?
Knowing Texas's ego with that $9 million the Miami kids getting, I'm sure that the Texas oil boosters are going to give him 10 or 11 because it's Texas and they can do that.
And not only that, he's got a name though. I mean, he's got branding already. It's not like, he's got built-in branding.
Right? Is anybody really impressed with him?
Because he's the number one recruit in the country.
Yeah, but he's also played. He's also, I don't know if you watched his videos, man, but he's playing against 2A players, and Alabama's got defensive backs that are bigger than the defensive linemen that he plays against week in, week out.
Yeah.
You're talking about a University of Texas, but University of Texas was good last year, weren't they?
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
He went to Isidore Newman, I think.
He's a Newman. Yeah. But as far as mechanics standpoint, he's got all the intangibles. But you're looking at his opponents he's facing week after week. You don't see SEC-sized players or D1-sized players across the other side of the line.
I'm not sure if the high school matters.
He was bigger than a lot of the line that he's played against.
He's 6'4", 215. He's no little dude. And they're going to put on some weight on that kid.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's a big boy. So I think he'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be an issue. Texas is a good team. They usually got good players. And I don't think the high schools are going to matter, in my opinion, as
I-
much.
Like I said in the
Um,
chat earlier, man, he's going to one of the best in the game in terms of quarterback development, Steve Sarkisian. So he's in good hands.
And he's coming from the best in the game. Think
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Eli Manning's have quarterback camps. You would think he was there.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there. He was there learning at like when he was 4, right? And they said Cooper was the best athlete out of all of them, right?
And had he not had that neck injury, yeah,
They said
They
he
said that-
was the best athlete. And then,
Yeah.
you know, the dad, the studying, the type of family. I mean, this is going to be a third generation. That's pretty impressive.
imagine
You know
if
what I
Eli was a student of the game like Peyton and his dad.
Yeah.
They said
in
he
college-
was not.
He was not, man, in college, he was not anywhere near that film room, man. He was at every party. Matter of fact, you could see him occasionally in Tuscaloosa partying it up with the frat guys, dude. He wasn't studying that playbook.
Who, Eli?
Eli, yeah.
That's what Byron was saying. Byron was saying that
Party
Peyton
guy.
said that Eli's actually a better quarterback than he is. It's just Eli didn't like to study like
Nope.
Peyton did. And you know, I would Eli seems more reserved than Peyton.
Yeah. Now he does, but back in the day,
No, I'm just in general, his personality. I mean, I was telling you there was a one of the receivers were talking about, you know, one time he was all mad at Manning and he was like just yelling at him. And he goes, and Eli was like, "Ay." And then he goes and do like this. He stayed even keel no matter what pressure was
Yeah,
coming at him, right? And so it just surprises me. Normally, you know, you would think different type of personality, but this kid Arch Manning's gonna be good, man. I just can't imagine him not being good at all. And if he's already Byron, you said he was the number one recruit.
number one recruit, the guy.
Man,
And they're
he's the
getting the
number one
pieces
recruit.
around him too. So yeah, he's set up for
If he's got
success
the number
there.
one recruit, he's got those genes, he's got that pedigree, you know, just overall. I mean, this kid's gonna be something, you know. Hey, so I want to, before we wrap it up, Byron, I just want to show you what I put up. And thanks for that information, Justin. I want to
Yeah.
show here, I got this here. I just want to show you what they ranked. Let me make sure I got it up. Yeah. And it's pretty close, Byron, to what you have put together. So, but here, see what you guys think about this. Justin, I'm sure you're gonna say something, because your boy's in there. Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so they rank the quarterback, and they're not ranking the quarterbacks in the way they're shown here. It's just ranking the best quarterbacks by division. And right, Byron, I think you did the best quarterbacks overall, and then you took them out, and I have that as
But Russell
well.
Wilson, he's not the best. He's not
No,
the best
they're
quarterback.
not
Right?
ranking him. They're saying AFC West has the best quarterbacks. This is not in order of the
Okay,
ranking
the
of the
best-
best quarterback.
yeah.
Okay, but they're saying that if the best they're saying this is the best tandem of quarterbacks in any division they've ever seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Right? You got Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Derek Carr, and Justin Herbert. I mean, those are 4 good quarterbacks. I still think Derek Carr is the 4th, but those are 4 good quarterbacks. And then so what do you guys think about that? 2, AFC North. They got AFC North. You got Lamar, Burrow, Deshaun. If Deshaun's even going to play, why they have Jacoby Brissett? They don't even have Baker Mayfield on here. That's funny. And they got Mitch Trubisky. I don't get that. I don't know why these guys are there, but they're saying, I guess as a whole, right? Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Deshaun Watson. But I don't think Deshaun's even going to play this year, is he?
Chances are no.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
not
so-
looking good.
Lamar hasn't signed yet. He's
Yeah,
still
I would
waiting.
love to see Lamar with wide receivers. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be good. He hasn't signed yet. They said he's waiting.
He's his only-
NFC West, they got NFC West is 3rd, Byron. Stafford, Trey Lance.
Already?
Why do they dog my boy
Good
Garoppolo?
Lord.
Garoppolo hasn't even lost the starting position.
If ever there was clickbait,
And they got Drew Lock, which is John's favorite
John.
player, and Geno
John.
Smith. I don't like this pick here. And then you got the NFC North, Justin Fields, Jared Goff. They got Jared Goff, Aaron Rodgers, and Kirk Cousins. I don't agree with this group.
Don't sleep on
Don't
who?
sleep on the Lions.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
sleep on the Lions. Well, I told you about Jared Goff, but you made fun of me.
Of course.
It's the Lions. It's supposed to.
See, you go against everything I say until you decide to pick it.
Yeah,
You got AFC East. You got Josh, Tua, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson. I think this group of four is better than some of the ones above.
Oh, without question. It's not even close.
You know, the X factor in the AFC North to me, obviously, if Deshaun Watson's playing, it's different. But if he ain't playing, you got two great quarterbacks. They're trying to, but the ranking of this is all of them together is what they're ranking it. You got it? It's not like individual. There's no doubt Joe Burrow and Lamar are up there. But Jacoby Brissett and Trubisky, come on, right? You got Kirk. I don't believe in that. I think the AFC East is better than these other areas. I think AFC East better than AFC North, the NFC North. What do you guys think?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Without question.
I mean, other than Aaron Rodgers, ain't none of them. I don't trust Kirk Cousins. Jared Goff, we got to see. I think he's good. I just don't got to see. Justin Fields, we don't know nothing about him. AFC South, they have Davis Mills, Trevor Lawrence, and Ryan Tannehill. I don't even get that one either. And Matt Ryan, where's Matt? Where does it say? Oh, Matt's with the Colts. I forgot about that. Okay, and then look at this. They got the Falcons at number 7, right? Which I can see.
Look at that collection right there.
Oh, that's a mess, except for one guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, but then they got the NFC East is last.
What do you
How they
expect?
laugh?
They got him last. Well, Carson Wentz, Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts got to prove himself. I think he's good, but it's his time. He's got the tools.
He's got some
Jones
weapons
is
too.
going to be a star according to Byron. And Dak's good, but he's out of the 4. It's hard with these guys. There's nobody there really. But Byron, that was pretty. I just wanted to show you that piece, and we can go over next week. We're running a little bit over time, but I don't like the way they have this. I think the AFC West they got right. I'm not sure too much, depending on whether Deshaun's playing or not, right?
He ain't playing, so you might as well chalk that up.
Right. So then who the heck, Trubisky and Kenny Pickett? Come on.
Kenny Pickett will be the starting quarterback in week 5.
And then, NFC West has got 2 decent ones. We don't know about Trey Lance. NFC North, no. NFC East, I think, got good quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Let's just take Zach Wilson. I don't know how you feel about him, right, Byron? But Mac Jones, Tua, and Josh, those are 3 good quarterbacks. 2 Alabamas in the same conference, man.
I think Tua Tagovailoa is about to take off. He finally has an offensive line. He finally has some receivers. So it's going to be a lot better sledding for him. Mac Jones, I'm still not impressed with the cast of receivers.
Actually, I think Mac's better than Tua.
I think he is too. I don't think he has receiver help.
I thought the way you started, I thought you were saying the opposite. No, I like Mac.
No, I'm just saying Tua is going to have a much better year. And I think he'll silence a lot of his critics.
He's got a lot of tools around him. There's no excuse. The problem is he get hurt.
Yeah.
If he better.
That's where that offensive line and the money they spend on offensive linemen in the offseason come in.
Mm-hmm. I don't like this one too much. I just think they got one. But this is probably the best 4 quarterbacks in a conference I think I've ever seen in a long time. Would you guys agree?
Oh, yeah.
Herbert's the best quarterback.
Who?
Herbert. Justin Herbert.
He's the best out of all of them?
Yep.
Nah, I'd still keep Patrick first.
Yeah, okay.
If it was my order, I'd go Patrick, Justin, Russell, Derek. What would you pick, Byron?
Herbert, Mahomes, Wilson, and Carr.
Justin?
Herbert, Wilson, Mahomes, and Carr.
Ooh, wow. Interesting. How can you dog Patrick? How are you guys leaving Mahomes out of that? I don't get that one.
His days are numbered.
He's 25, 26 years old.
He's older than that.
He can play for 20 more years.
Hey, better with the contract they gave him.
$500 million.
Get a
Well,
return on that
Deshaun
big
got a
investment.
better contract than he did. Yeah, Deshaun got a better contract than he did, and he may not play. Did you say his first year was $1 million old?
Yeah.
Right. All right.
And
So
who didn't see that train wreck of a deal coming?
Cleveland? Well, he settled most of his stuff,
And that's what got me during all last year. How adamant Dolphins fans were about get rid of Tua, bring in Deshaun, and look where it is going to get the organization. Had they pulled the trigger, how much further would that set that organization back now?
Years.
Yeah.
Years.
Decades.
Yeah. But outside of his issues,
Outside the issues, he's a phenomenal quarterback.
he's a phenomenal quarterback.
No one
There's no
denies
confusion there, man. I like that guy, but he settled 22 out of the 24. He's done. So he's got two more. Right. But now the NFL's got to he's done from that side of the aspect. He's just not done from what the NFL's going to do, right? But
me personally, I think this goes way back before his time with Houston. Houston was enablers. They knew what he was doing down there. They had to know, because the NFL guys, they know everything. They got Secret Service, former Secret Service, FBI, state police. They can find out anything they want to know about everything. I do know. But does this problem go back even further? Because you don't behave like this all of a sudden. You don't do this. This is something that's been going on for years.
Yeah. But this is also something mental to do it that many times. I mean,
that you know of.
Right. So it's a mental like this. It's like, you can't be stopped. I mean, sometimes these guys will go again. So I think that they took a huge risk to Cleveland. I don't know why they would do that. We don't even know where Baker's going to end up.
Definitely not with Cleveland.
Well, we'll see. All right, man. So let's get ready here to wrap this up. Freedom and security. Look, GarySiniseFoundation.org. We always like to wrap it up here. Please donate for our first responders and our nation's defenders. Freedom and security are precious gifts that we as Americans should never take for granted. Let's do all we can to extend our hand in times of need to those who willingly sacrifice each day to provide that freedom and security. While we can never do enough to show the gratitude to our nation's defenders, we can always do a little more. Gary Sinise. Don't forget. Every Thursday, 8 p.m., more guests coming on. We were happy to see our boy Justin. We ain't seen you in a long time.
Oh man,
you ain't got the kid tonight.
No, I had prior engagement, so had to have the night off. But I'll see her this weekend. Hang out with her.
That's awesome, man.
I just
awesome.
happened to jump on when I was free to see you guys. Like, it's time to hang out with the guys.
That was awesome. No, I appreciate you guys helping us out with the the NIL stuff, and we always welcome on our show. And again, tell them when's your show? It's every Tuesday.
Yeah, every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can find it on Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. And like I said, it's me and a great cast of other guys.
Touchdown Magazine, the YouTube channel, the Bama Standard.
The Bama Standard.
So check them out. That's a good show. Listen to them if you're a Bama fan or SEC fan. And if you're not a Bama fan, try coming on and see what happens. I think
I will say, even if you're not a Bama fan, you're still going to be entertained. If you're not really a football fan, you're still going to be entertained by the level of comedy we bring. And I will say our guest list is about to grow considerably next month and maybe just a little bit after. We plan on having OJ Howard and Derrick Henry on. So be on the lookout for that.
All right. Well, good luck to you. Byron, as always, good seeing you. We'll stay tuned next week. Don't forget it. And hey, man, push those kids to privatized banking. Come and see me. I'll talk to you later.
Independence Day to everybody. Be safe.
Oh, yes. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Have a safe 4th of July because it's always crazy. And God bless everybody. And Justin, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you guys. Enjoyed it.
We'll talk soon, brother. All right.
Sir.
All right. Peace.